all about others are grown and salutations to the hopeful elect. And coming back with you with another lesson about Esau has a lot to pay for, right? And all the things that he has done, to the apple of the Lord's eye, all right. Esau's not gonna go out unpunished, all right. But here I'm gonna start with Second Thessalonians chapter 1 verse 6. It says, "Seeing is the righteous thing with Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai to recompense tribulation to them that trouble you." And that's right. Esau has been troubling us for the longest, and so has these heathen nations too. But mainly Esau, all right. Esau has a lot to pay for, all right. And on top of that, Esau is going to get double the amount of captivity, all right, because of because of the hardcore slavery that he put our people into, all right. Even unto this very day, living under the Esau system with his laws and regulations, his rules and regulations and shit that really just oppresses Jake at the end of the day. All right, Esau has a lot to pay for. Revelations 13 and 10. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints. And that's right. And you already know who that is specifically talking about. All right, you go ahead and look back at history. All right, who were mainly sold into slavery. All right, who is the main wicked ones that took our people into slavery? It'd be Esau. All right, he fed Jake's children to the crocodiles and shit. All right, he put the yoke of iron on our necks. All right, he put us through hardcore slavery. All right, but it says right here that he that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. So ultimately, this is speaking about Esau. All right, eventually it's going to be Esau's turn to go into slavery, just like as what he has done to us. All right, in the Bible. All right, it teaches you about conquest. All right, so conquest. Yeah, there's conquest. All right, conquest is a righteous act according to the Bible. This is the act, the process of gaining control over a place, territory, or people through force or seduction. Ultimately, all right, when Yahushua comes back and establishes rulership, all right, Israel is going to be ruling forever. All right, our kingdom is going to be an everlasting kingdom. Psalms 145 and 13. Thy kingdom is an everlasting kingdom, and thy dominion enduring throughout all generations. And in the kingdom, all right, we're gonna have slaves. All right, we're gonna be ruling over our oppressors. All right, it tells you that numerous of times in the scriptures that we're gonna be ruling over our oppressors. Isaiah 14:2, and the people shall take them and bring them into their place, and the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Lord for servants and handmaids, and they shall take them captives whose captives they were, and they shall rule over their oppressors. And that's right, that's a future prophecy that will come to pass when Yahweh Shai establishes rulership, all right, when he comes back, all right, starting with the elect, we're going to be ruling, and we're going to be ruling over our oppressors. So there is such thing as conquest in the Bible, especially in the kingdom that is to come. All right, you got Christianity, you got all these other fucking false doctrines, right? They don't teach you anything about conquest. They don't teach you anything about, about, when Yahweh Shai established rulership, we're going to be having slaves, all right? But here in, according to the scriptures, it shows you all that, all right? It shows you that we are going to have slaves. Yeah, you got all the scriptures like Isaiah 60 and yeah, tells you all about that we're going to be having slaves. Isaiah 60:9, surely the isles shall wait for me, and the ships of the Tarshish. Actually, I'm going to start with verse 10. And the sons of the stranger shall build up thy walls, and their kings shall minister unto thee. For in my wrath I smote thee, but in my favor have I had mercy on thee. Therefore thy gates shall be open continually, and they shall not be shut day nor night, that men may bring unto thee the forces of the Gentiles, and that their kings may be brought. For the nation and the kingdom that will not serve thee shall perish. Yeah, those nations shall be utterly wasted. So yeah, that's right. We're going to be having slaves. 1:5. Fuck. Isaiah 16:14. The sons also of them that afflict thee shall come bending unto thee, and all they that despise thee shall bow themselves down at thy soles of thy feet. Speaking about all these heathen nations in Esau. And they shall call thee the city of the holy, the city of the Lord, and the Zion, the holy one of Israel. Whereas thou hast been forsaken and hated, so that no man went through thee, I will make thee an eternally excellency, a joy of many generations. Those shall also suck the milk of the Gentiles, and shall suck the breast of the kings, and those shall know that I am the Lord, and I am thy Savior, thy Redeemer, the mighty one of Israel. And that's right, we're going to be taking their land, alright, we're going to be taking their spoils, alright, the woman. Alright, we're going to have an abundance, alright, in the kingdom of heaven. We're going to have slaves, concubines, alright, spoils, basically. But nonetheless, who does listen was edifying, we give all praises, honors, and glories to Yahweh Hashem, Yahushua, and Shalom.